Hello Sagittarius, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, does not cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And wow, this is fascinating. This is the Star card. Major Arcana energy. This is spiritual insight, spiritual activation. This is awakening, enlightening. This is you with a deeper understanding of your path, of your purpose, of your mission, a deeper perception of the way forward. Now we can see the star out there. We can see our destination. We can see where we're going, and a little bit more about how to get there. So this is very good. We need to put that into some context, obviously, to see what it is representing today, what it is doing for us, where it is kind of helping us get. Well, it's helping us get to our future self. Look at this Queen of Pentacles, a Two of Cups, a Six of Pentacles. We've got the Lust card, the Ten of Pentacles. Oof, nice. Very good. Magician energy, a Tower, the Universe, and the Hierophant. All right, very good. Very, very good. A lot of major arcana energies. It's kind of what I see initially. I kind of want to turn some of these cards over. I almost think I should start looking at the cards one at a time, because I see so many patterns in the cards and so many cool connections. I wish I could just I wish I could just take these off of the table for a minute. What I sense here is that your future self, right, is asking you to look at something in the past. This Six of Pentacles, this was a very good day. This was a lot of success. This was something that worked unbelievably, extraordinarily great. Look back into this situation. What was this? What made it so great? What was working here? Get to the core. Get to the real light right in the center. Get to the heart of it. What made this so successful? It's now your path to figure that out, bring that energy to the future to get this Ten of Pentacles, right? This is that picture-perfect day, the best day of your life, right? And we could be talking work, we could be talking finances, we could be talking spiritual stuff, or friendships, relationships, creative works. It doesn't matter what it is. This was the best day of your life. What made it so? Once you learn that, in a deep level, not just because, oh, well, I won the game, or I got the raise, I got the money, whatever it was. Like, no, get to the real core of it. Because whatever made this the best day of your life, we've got to start doing more and more and more of it. Okay? Your future self is saying, hey, this best day of your life, up until today, the very best day of your life, what made it so great? What made it the best? There's some key in there. There's some wisdom in there that you need right now, so that you can make more of these best days, and you can get to your future self, because your future self has all of this. Wealth. And this isn't just financial wealth. The Ten of Pentacles represents everything that has value to you. Your pets, your plants, your people, money, sure. Stuff, yeah. Everything. What does wealth mean to you? Okay? Your future self is giving you the key about how to get it. You see? Very cool. Let's open up the rest of these cards. I just wanted to point out that flow of energy. I think we should select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith weight tarot. And we're just going to set it down right over here. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right there on top. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the very end, all right? But it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. I had to start my timer here. I don't want this to be an hour-long reading for you. Try to keep everything down to about 30 minutes, you know. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction down in the comments. All right, let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise of intuition. All right, now let's look around the room. A lot of majors, right? Major, 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 major. All major arcana up the path of the serpent here. That's nuts. And then what we have otherwise is water and a lot of earth. This really is about your earthly path. Look at the, I mean, just these three cards here hold the key to your success in life. The Queen of Pentacles is the one that can search out those memories, those instances, those experiences. She's looking back at the long and winding road that you took to get right where you were. What's the lessons that you are supposed to learn from all of those twists and turns? Were you paying attention, right? And what she's specifically asking you to look at is that very best day, that really big win that you had. Maybe it was yesterday, maybe it was 5 years ago, I don't know. Find it, hold on to it, figure out what the essence of it was. There's a kernel of wisdom, there is a seed, a key in that you need right now to figure out your current stuff that will really unlock the door for you. This is the Tower card. This is in the position of your environment. This is the door. This is kind of, you're discovering that the key to the door that's really just going to blow the door open. That whatever you're going to learn, whatever this key is, it's going to be such a significant breakthrough for you. Okay? It's going to unlock a lot of stuff. It seems like it's unlocking a lot of physical, financial stuff, a lot of wealth. It's allowing you to get to the future that you want, the future that you deserve, the future that is your destiny. Okay, now we put the Star card up front. Spirit is showing you the way. By using your past experience, using this maybe a peak experience. This was a day of perfect harmony for you, right? Maybe the best day of your life. That's kind of what we call it. You call it whatever you want. But it holds the key. It is Spirit showing you the light to get to your very best life. Now, what this best life is going to do is unlock a lot of stuff for you. A lot of stuff is getting opened up here. The reason why this is going to work for you is because you have this kind of identity. You got this Two of Cups underneath you, and the Two of Cups is love, right? The Two of Cups is connecting with something that is meant for you. That you have such a keen discernment right now, Sagittarius, that you're able to know the true essence of things. You're able to see yourself in other things, other people, opportunities. So I feel like you're making all the right choices lately, you know? And maybe we're asking ourselves, okay, what would my true self do? What would my future self want me to do right now? You're choosing love, right? You're choosing love every step of the way. And it's really love for self, love for spirit, love for everything, right? Just love, generally. You know, that higher love, that agape. But it's love that is the union. You are only taking into yourself things of quality. You're only uniting yourself, your energy, your aura, your soul, with things of value. And it just so happens that you've got this magician here who is able to kind of find the value in everything. That's one of the magician's great qualities, is that adaptability. The way, this is the MacGyver card here. If you know who MacGyver is, then you're probably as old as I am. But that's not the point. The point is that you can take any experience around you, anything in the world, and you can find a way to make it useful. You can pull out the valuable thing from anything to use it. You know, you can find in any situation you're in. It's like you're that person you're out in the wilderness. You can find the plant, that one plant among millions of other plants. You can find the one that if you open it up, you can make rope, or you can make antibiotics, or you can make a fire, or you know what I mean? You're able to find that useful thing in everything, right? And useful, yes, useful to you in your life, in your situation, in that moment. Somebody else, or a different situation, I don't need antibiotics right now. What I really need is food. Well, you can't eat that plant, but you sure can make some rope with it, right? To build a shelter or whatever you need, whatever you're supposed to do. And that's the magician, right? And because it's like magic, right? It's just suddenly you took this, it's just weeds, right? And suddenly now you've got a shelter, you've got rope, you've got antibiotics, you know? And I feel you're that kind of person. Yeah. What is this lust card up here? I feel like this is being unlocked for you as well. This is part of the magic. This is part of the magician too, because this is someone that can just reach right out into nothingness and draw down what they need. The magician has to have something in the environment to use, right? It's kind of, this is the channel, this is the conduit that can connect things together in a really, really insightful and genius kind of way. The lust card's a little bit different. This is that creativity, where you can create something out of nothing. Yeah. You can reach up into that spiritual divine matrix and solidify something, make something tangible, to manifest something. This is the secret for manifestation for you. And that's what you're learning through this very physical process. Maybe this is a job thing. Maybe this right here is the financial stuff. What you're learning through this is how to do this. You see, you're taking something that is earthly and mundane, let's say practical, and you're learning this kind of this divine wisdom and knowledge and skill thereby, you know. But we do have to figure out, the one thing that you got to figure out is the past, that key, that essence, that kernel, and you have to understand. You have to have at least a working perception of what you want. I think you do. I think you got that Two of Cups. You're able to connect. You're able to know exactly what to unite yourself with, because you know what your future life will look like. You know what your future self is going to be, who they're going to be, what they're going to be doing, what you're going to be doing, you know. You've got this picture pretty well established, you know, in your mind. So this gives you something to work toward. You have to know where you've been to know where you're going, but you have to know where you're going in order to appreciate where you've been, in order to get what you need from where you've been. So we're kind of in this time loop kind of thing where we're future, but we have to go to the past to get to the future. We have to be in the future to know what we're looking for in the past. So it's this weird, you know, time trip. But it's very practical in this horizontal flow of energy. It's very material. It's very either work-related, maybe it's health-related, maybe it's just with your domestic life, family life, relationships, but it's very physical, right? It's here in the material world, this series of cards here. But the deeper message is that it's leading you. There's a guiding light here that's showing you the way. Not only the way, see the star is pouring water down below on the earth, but also pouring water from above on top. Okay? So it's showing you it's lighting your path on the earth plane, but it's also lighting your path on the spiritual divine plane. You know, the star is probably the best, most illuminating card in the entire tarot pack. It's showing you on every plane of existence the path forward, the way that you can go. You don't have to go that way, but it's showing you a way, okay? And we talked about the magician, very important energy. This is that MacGyver card. I feel like you have that kind of MacGyver energy, you know, about you anyway. I wouldn't be surprised too if you speak several languages. I wouldn't be surprised if you have some sort of medical training, maybe even in like first responder kind of stuff or military, but it's something medical that you know your way around bandages and tourniquets and medicine and venipuncture and all this, kind of stuff, like emergency response kind of stuff, feels like. And it feels like there's other languages there too. Because I feel like you could be dropped anywhere and you could make it work. You know what plants you can eat, you know what plants you can make rope with, that sort of thing. This is your ability to also shine your own light on things. We're talking about spirit showing you the light, illuminating your path forward, but this is you using your own consciousness to investigate reality. You shine that light of your third eye like a spotlight on things, and you can see deep down into their mystery. Well, that's the Six of Pentacles in the back here, that you have to do that with this. The magician needs to look deeply into this best day of your life, this past win, this success, this time in your past where things were really, really good, to find that piece of wisdom that you need to unlock this door, to get to this future. And here we have something that's being torn down and being built back up. Okay? Something that's being torn down and being built back up. We also have the Hierophant. I feel like maybe you were raised with a lot of this kind of like a lot of social conditioning, and it's not. I guess I don't mean social conditioning, but with the Hierophant, these are like those things that we're expected to perceive. In some ways, this is the world telling us what is sacred. This is the world telling us what we are, what we should do, right? But what you've got is that star energy. The star is kind of showing you different ideas, different possibilities, where this is very fixed and very rigid. This is culture, this is education, these are all those kind of social institutions. It's just the way that we cooperate as people. There are things that have to be kind of fixed in our society for society to work. We all have to kind of tell time a similar way, My daughter was asking me that the other day. She said, do people in other countries, do they tell time the same way we do? I mean, she's 4 years old, and I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, they must, right? We all have to be on a similar, the numbers obviously, are going to have different words for the numbers, but I think globally we know 1, 2, 3. We call them something else. They look different in different cultures, but I think a lot of people use the Arabic numerals. But these are the social conventions, right? That we all need. We all need to kind of measure time in a similar way. We all need to kind of to know, north, south, east, and west, and coordinates. We all have to kind of agree on the same latitude and longitude lines around the globe. Otherwise, none of us would ever be in the same place at the same time. I would never say, okay, I'm going to meet you, in Times Square at midnight. You wouldn't even know what that means, right? What are the words that I'm saying to you? So we have to have some conventions, but then we can get too strict with it, and we think everybody needs to do exactly the same thing. We all have to tie our shoes the same way, Those kinds of things aren't necessary for us to really get along with each other. We need the basic stuff. We need time, we need space. Pretty much we got to agree on that. Those things don't exist in nature, right? Time doesn't really exist. Location, coordinates don't really exist. There's social conventions that we created so that we can cooperate. Okay. So I think part of what's going on the path of the serpent here is that you are getting out of a lot of these social conventions. You're realizing that you're not limited to what your family, your culture, the world, other people, your boss, whatever, even your own mind, you're not limited to what those social conventions are, that you can tear down those walls and you can rebuild them. Because there are some conventions, some social conditionings that aren't that aren't essential to our cooperation. I don't care what shoe you tie first. I don't care the color of your hair, you know? Those are silly examples, but it's just meant like that's not going to, or at least it shouldn't, affect how we are able to cooperate. If I'm going to meet you at Times Square at midnight, I don't care what kind of shoes you're wearing to walk there. Just so long as you know where and when we're going to meet, and then that's all we really truly need. Everything else we can get creative, right? So I feel like you're unlocking the door to a lot of these things that you've kind of just accepted about life or accepted about yourself, and instead we realize that none of those actually exist in nature, and that they're all established just for the sake of cooperation, so that we as humans can get along in an organized way. So it's not just complete chaos and pandemonium. So I think part of that is really being expressed here on the path of the serpent. All right. I think the Tower card is also you getting out of whatever limitation you feel that you're in right now. There's a reason why Spirit is saying in the past, there's a key to your future. And that key is going to unlock the situation you're in now. I don't know exactly what the problem is right now, but there's some challenge that you're going to be overcoming. And it's going to be, this key is going to just completely unlock that door. And then there's no restriction. Then there's freedom. Then there is expansiveness. Then there is growth. Then there is room for you to do what you need to do. There's room for you to be that star out in space. And there's room for every other star too. I think that's part of the lesson of the universe card with the social conventions, is that there's room for all of us. You know, if we have a general idea of how to measure time, how to measure space, and we all agree on that, you know, yeah, we need like laws and stuff like that. That's not what I'm talking about. But otherwise, there are infinite stars in the sky. There are infinite variations in how we can express ourselves, the things that we can pursue, the things that we can love, the things that we can be into, the things that we can create. It's infinite, and there's room for everybody. In this vast universe, there is room for everybody, and I think that's one of the lessons of the universe card. And of course, we're ending with the Hierophant, which is interesting. But I think what the Hierophant is here to say is that you have to be your own authority. Spirit, your spirit, your true self, has to be your own authority. Otherwise, there'd be chaos. We don't want chaos, right? We don't want pandemonium. You have this higher mind, this higher consciousness, maybe even this conscience, you know, that does limit yourself. We can't just run around doing everything we want. We can't just have every impulse we feel turn into behavior, right? I mean, like we're just, you know, I don't know, 2-year-olds. So we've got to have that discipline for ourselves, but we have to realize that it comes from ourselves. And even when we're going up against social conventions, you don't have to abide by those. You can throw out every clock you own, right? You can throw out every map, every GPS, and you can throw out all that stuff. You could if you wanted to. I don't know how easy your life would be doing that, but it has to be, and maybe that's part of this too. Maybe we're throwing out everything. Everything's going out the window. And then I'm going to ask myself, what do I need? Well, I need a watch. You know, I need a map. And then what else? Then we'll figure it out. Then do we need some rope, right? Do we need to build a shelter? Do we need to build a fire? And it's just kind of like we're collecting all this stuff again, but it's different now because I've looked at them all and I've agreed that, yes, I need these things. In order to cooperate, in order for me to feel like we're part of this world, this manifested world matrix, this divine energy that we've all collectively manifested as the physical world, we realize that we're a part of that. And we have to do our best to cooperate and get along in a harmonious way, but still have this idea, still have the feeling and the certainty that there is freedom, there is room for all of us, that we can pursue our path. I think in a spiritual way, that's what we all kind of want to do. You know, I want to look at the mystery card. I want to see what this is going to be here. Maybe this will be the key that we're looking for, that unlocks this future, that unlocks this perception, that unlocks this magic for you. I don't know, I think an Ace of Pentacles to show what we're finding here. It could be an Ace of Cups, maybe. It could be that Ace of Swords. Obviously, I'm thinking aces here. But let's see what we've got. If you have a prediction, I want you to put it down in the comments. Okay? Well, it's a two of... oh, no, it's a page. Page of Wands. Well, the Page of Wands is kind of what I was talking about, where every impulse becomes a behavior, right? And maybe this is part of that. Maybe this is a big part of the work for you, is to explore your impulses. What do you feel just drawn to, compelled to? What are all these inspirations, all these wills, all these ideas, all these impulses that we feel? Not saying that you have to go out and just completely be impulsive and just do anything and everything that you want, but to find out what you want, to find out what you have this impulse to do. But before you do it, check in with Spirit and ask yourself, okay, is that a good thing to do or not? What's going to be the result of this? See, the Page of Wands, or the Princess of Wands, doesn't think about consequences. Just wants to do everything. Feels something, I'm going to go do it. Doesn't even have that thought. Feels something, and then immediately it manifests. Immediately does it. It's kind of an immature version of the Lust card, honestly. Because this is our ability to feel that passion, feel that impulse, and we reach up into the divine matrix and we manifest it. But this is a spiritualized energy. This is still that humanness and that immaturity that doesn't have the filter, doesn't have the direct communication with Spirit to allow this process to happen unfettered, unfiltered. We have to go through this process to mature the Page of Wands into that Lust card. So we have to have the impulses, but we have to kind of explore them, purify them, spiritualize them. We can't manifest every single one, right? So we have to look at each one and kind of say, is this necessary to my spiritual fulfillment? Is this going to put me at odds with the world, with my neighbors, with society, So there's a deeper situation going on here with you. There is this work, this physical, financial thing, but I feel like that's just the catalyst for this bigger spiritual quest that you're on. It's pretty amazing. We're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It does not cost you anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. All right. I want you to know, Sagittarius, that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.